starting to take its toll. People are just getting by. Everyone's really just waiting until the lockdown is over so we can return to some sort of normality. The first thing in the morning is work. You don't really fully wake up thinking that there's something to do in the morning, something to look forward to, something exciting. You don't even have to get changed anymore, get dressed or travel to work. For me, it's got to the stage of getting out of bed sometimes at 8:59 just to log straight on at 9 a.m. So I needed to make a change because this isn't really the way to live. So I set myself a challenge to wake up every day at 5:30 a.m. for 30 days to see what effect it had on my life. Would it have an impact on my fulfillment, my happiness? Would I be more productive? Or would I simply just be moving time around? Would this change my life for the long term and change it for the better? The answer is kind of. So what was the routine? Well, I've got smart lights and a Google Nest, and so the lights came on at 5:30 a.m. and the music also started at 5:30 a.m. using one of my Spotify playlists. Then my phone was across the room and the alarm was at 5:35 a.m. so I had 5 minutes to lie in and I had to get out of bed to turn the alarm off. I also drew on my mirror with whiteboard pens, and so I had to tick a box every time I got up at 5:30 to say that I'd done it. Now let's not be in any doubt, sleep is essential for life. Anything less than 7 hours over a long period of time is very detrimental to your health. And so the struggle here isn't really the getting up at 5:30 a.m, it's the sleeping on time at 9:30. This is what I thought would be the hardest, and it definitely was. Day one, I woke up nice and excited because it was a brand new challenge and obviously I wanted to wake up to make the most of it. Day one really wasn't too bad. I got up straight away because I was really excited to start the challenge and I really wanted to make the most of the day. The routine started out relatively similar to how I said. It was the first time going for a walk in the morning and I was amazed by how many people are out and about at this time. It's like life never stopped. If I'd have left the house at midday, it would have been exactly the same, just a little bit lighter. On day one, I also started a journal to see what I did in the morning, but after a few days, I thought this is quite useless. I've never really been one for journaling, especially in the morning, and so this really didn't add a lot of value to my life. As the days went on, it became a lot easier to get out of bed. Although on day 8, it was the first hitch. So my friends went to play COD, and so I stayed on until 10:30. Now, this usually wouldn't have too much of an impact, but it meant I went to sleep at 10:30 after watching a screen for basically a few hours. And then the next morning I'd had 7 hours sleep, of a bit lower quality because of that screen time before, and it wasn't a good day. I got up, no motivations to do anything. I was tired and I didn't really see a reason to actually get out of bed. So I turned off the alarm when it went off. I still ticked the mirror, but then I got back into bed and took loads of naps, setting 10-minute timers until 7 a.m. and I finally got out of bed. And the same thing happened the next day. I was in a rut and just kept snoozing, but this time I got out of bed at 9. It was the first realization that you have to have a purpose to get out of bed. There's no point having all of this time and not having a reason for it, not having anything to do with it. There had to be a reason for me to be getting out of bed at 5:30 a.m. The weekends were a bit strange because in the weekdays, everyone's out and about, but on a Saturday and Sunday, there is no one. The streets are empty, there are no cars, the parks have no one walking, there's no one doing anything, and it's complete silence. All you see is the sunrise and the birds singing. It's actually quite amazing. So, what changed in my life and what will change going forwards? Mornings usually go a little something like get up, brush teeth, have breakfast, shower, and start work at 9 a.m. However, this completely changed that. Now there was time for myself in the morning and I could do things that I wanted to do. I didn't find myself thinking about work. I felt very relaxed when starting work. I'd already achieved things in the morning. I had time to myself, time to fully wake up and appreciate what I could do with my time. It's really nice to actually get outside in the morning and reacclimatise with the world because it's so easy to get cooped up indoors throughout lockdown and live in your own little world and not really interact with anyone else. So I definitely recommend going out for a walk in the morning. It made a massive difference to my mood and all of my days. This type of thing, much easier to do in lockdown in this current situation because as I said, you're not really going to work, you're not really getting dressed into smart clothes and not much else is going on. But is 5:30 really the right time? Well, for me, I think it could be a bit later. I started the whole routine and had everything done. They get up, they turn off the alarm, they get dressed, they brush teeth, they get them smoothie together, do the workout, have a shower, go for a walk, All of that was done between 7 and half 7, and there's still a lot of time to go. Another thing that changed was my appetite really improved because I was eating a lot earlier, and so having that meal so early meant I was a lot more hungry by lunchtime, and lunchtime came a lot quicker, and so I had another snack before dinner, and so in terms of the calories, I could consume a lot more, and I'd been lacking beforehand, so it's really good to be able to get enough food in the day and have that increased appetite. The biggest difficulty about this was getting to sleep on time, because there were a few days in a row where I got less than 7.5 hours of sleep, and it really builds up and it really has a negative impact on your day and your mood and the way that you act throughout the day. There definitely was a sense of just shifting around time in my day, because usually I'd be most productive at night and go to sleep about 11 or maybe 12. And so now having to sleep at 9:30, I couldn't use that time that I usually would. And so I had to shift that into the morning. And so there is a sense of that. It was just shifted time. However, on overall balance throughout the day, that shifting of time was very beneficial because it meant I had a few hours before work just to myself, and it was really good for the mind to relax before, and then I still had time in the evening. The main outcome and key takeaway of this is that it is really useful to have that time in the morning to yourself before other commitments, because you can really focus yourself, acclimatize yourself with the world, have a sense of presence and boost your mood. Get out there, have a walk and do something for you. I hope you found some value in this video, and if you have an early morning routine or you're planning to set one up, let me know in the comments. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.